Welcome to my channel, Faevoured Readings. It is 1:04 p.m. on the clock, so let's get into our next steps of our lives. Today I will be using the energy from the new moon in Pisces, which is to bring calmness, creativity, and expansion. Now, due to this creativity, the subject I wanted to do, as it will state in the title, is what does nature see in you? Like, what does nature think of you? So if you're outside and you see wildlife or trees, grass, flowers, and whatnot, what do they think of you? As I haven't seen any other reading like this before, and I wanted to give it a try. So yeah, before I get into the choices, I just wanted to go over and let everyone know that I don't do personal readings at this time, and even if I did, I will never solicit and contact you and tell you to give me money because I have a reading for you. It's a scam. Don't give them your hard-earned money, spend it on yourself, or to those who are legit and they will have personal links letting you know where to send the funding to them. As well as this is a general reading, so it may not apply. All the messages may not apply to you, and if they don't, that's okay. You have free will as well, so even if I say something, it doesn't mean that that's destined to happen, because free will change motions from second to second. Today we will be doing, hold on, I'm just going to turn that down because it's a little bright. There we go. I can see myself thinking. Okay. Today I wanted to use 3 decks. As I've been using Rhapsodomancy a lot lately, and I wanted to get back into what I originally started me off with and make sure I don't get out of practice. Today we will be using rocks that I have found out and about on my strolls and outings into nature, since we are doing what does nature think of you. So group pile number 1 will be this rock. And this rock was found at a lake. So if you feel drawn to this one, or if you want to see, we also have it paired up with this deck, which is the Angel Messages deck by Radleigh Valentine. I'll have all of them listed below. Pile number 2, you will have this smooth boy. May not be a boy, a smooth soul that was eroded and fine-tuned by the ocean. And this one will be matched up with the Vampire Oracle deck by Victoria Francis. I guess it's Goth, but I call it Vampire deck. And last, take a second to breathe. The last pile number 3, will be this rock that's super shiny and whatnot. And I found this one when I climbed a mountain with one of my groups when I was younger, scouts. And yeah, it will be matched up with the original Waite Rider deck. And yeah, so those are your 3 piles. I'll have a picture inside of the thumbnail at the beginning. So if you want to pause and go to there and take your time to really ground yourself before choosing, or if you can't choose, ask for help from the highest benevolence and whatever guides you believe in, or ask your higher self or your intuition, even if you're not super into that supernatural stuff. And then roll a dice if you can't. Ask your intuition, be like, intuition, roll for initiative and let it go and see what you get. It's helped me in the past and it really resonated. So, let fates decide. Anyways, I'm going to get into the readings. So, pile number 1, if you chose the lake rock that I had here with the angel messages by Radleigh Valentine, then this pile is for you. I'll put that there. And for lakes usually symbolize transition of life, death, resurrection, self-contemplation, and revitalization. So some of you may be feeling that coming on for you, or feel that when you're around nature, or maybe that's what nature sees in you, is the ability to self-contemplate and revitalize yourself. Can I have my guides, guardians, and ancestors of my highest good and Archangel Michael protect me while I am giving channel messages? Please, thank you. Pile number 1. What does nature see in them? What does nature see in number 1? What does nature see in pile number 1? What does nature see in pile number 1? Please, guides, guardians. What does nature see in... Oh. Am I taking both of these? Yes? What does nature see in pile number 1, please? Guides, guardians, ancestors. What does nature see in pile number 1, spirit? This one? This one. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have 6 of Earth, which is 6 of Pentacles. And that's clarity, generosity, and windfall. Over here. Am I taking the clarification card? No? Okay, then I'll flip it back over. Excuse you, Rock. You can go there. Okay, what we have for your first card from What Does Nature See in You is the Chariot. Willpower, victory, and recognition. It seems like when you're in nature, you sort of take flight in your own energy. And with the chariot flying here and wings soaring, so some of you may be working on wings, but you don't have to. That's a specific message for someone. Or you could be working on uh, having your creativity, calmness, and expansion take flight, and they recognize that within you as you have recognition, willpower, and victory. And I see a lot of flowing fields of around it. So I feel like when you the parts of natures that recognize you the most is your willpower um, and recognition to not impose upon nature. They really appreciate how you like to keep it for way it is without stomping all over it, and try to like keep it the way it was when you first arrive. Like if you go out, you make sure that you bring your garbage in, you don't take anything that it isn't already on the ground, like you're not pulling leaves off of the trees, you're not taking sticks that wasn't already on the ground, and you like try to take pathways around the area as much as often. Or if you do walk over it, I feel like you take off your shoes, so you try to be natural with nature. And they're really see that in you, taking recognition of nature not just being something for you to walk all over. So I feel like that for pile number 1 for your first card. And especially with the chariot card, I feel like they feel like nature sees in you balance, or at least if you haven't yet, they see that you're wanting to work towards it. And I kind of see it in the background. I'm not sure if it actually is, but to me, there's a little line right here and it looks like rainbows. So maybe nature loves the fact that you're a very colorful person. And you're very open. You're very open and victorious. Now, some of you may work with Freya, as it has a cat on the chariot, and she usually has cats like pull her chariot for her. You don't have to. That's just one of the messages coming out. That you're mystical. The nature feels like pile number 1 is very mystical. You believe in whimsical things like the unicorns, and you also have a good side and a dark, like a lighter side of things and darker side of things. Even though you have that going on in your life, you still manage to find balance within yourself and not take it out on the environment around you. You try to use your willpower, as the card says, in order to, achieve victory. And nature sees in you that you're a victorious individual. And I see here that when we first started, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock, and card number 1 was 7, so 7 could be important for you. But the next card is number 8. And you saw me shuffle, so and they were mixed up. So the fact that it's in sequence again, I still feel like that you're moving on to next parts of your life. Maybe you're doing more with nature, and that's your next step in life. You could be doing herbivore, you could be becoming an activist, you could be going camping more, anything in that style. I feel like that you're just making steps towards being more within your own nature, whatever that is for you. It's just a message I got. And number 8 is justice. So again, balancing with the scales, the balancing of light and dark with the chariot. So I feel like nature sees in you that you're a very balanced person. You're fair. You like to keep the law of karma balanced. Also, that you're opening your third eye and crown chakras, so you're um, becoming more in tune with your powers. Like if you have intuitive powers and stuff like that, I feel like you're balancing between, you know, social norms and what your soul is calling you to do. And I feel like nature sees that in you and you're taking the right steps. And, usually swords is the symbolism of mind and the mind. I know this is a justice card, but I feel like you're getting out of your mind and using more logic and fairness to be fair towards yourself, and I feel like that's what nature sees in you. So next one, Six of Fire, which is the Six of Wands in the traditional deck, which means victory. Yet again, I think that nature sees in you that you're very victorious, that no matter what you've been through or gone through, you've always come out to the other side. Like all these different hardships and obstacles and whatnot, life lessons has come at you with, those wands have come at you, but your wand was victorious and you're holding your head high. There's a necklace on her that she's wearing. It looks like either a raven or an eagle. I feel like that may be your protector, like a spirit protector or deity that it works with it. I know that the eagle, falcon as well, with it's showing up in the sun here behind her, and the falcon is Ra and Amun Ra and Egyptian, so you may work with Egyptian gods, especially with the globe, and they usually had like globes. But yeah, your self-esteem, the nature sees you working on your self-esteem and giving yourself recognition, and that's the second time we've had recognition as well for both cards. So they really want to give you recognition for the work and steps you've taken towards bettering yourself and the environment, and wanting to work with nature more, and the fact that you don't think nature is beneath you. So, and success, victory, fairness, recognition, self-esteem, willpower, very well-rounded. And even though you may not feel that as sometimes, as we are humans having human experiences, and that's totally normal not to feel like you you know what you're doing and you got it going on and you're not dropping the ball. It's okay to feel like sometimes you're not, but in the end, you always come back to yourself and come out victorious. And nature sees that within you, sees your willingness to not give up and stand firm like most nature does. And of course, it is fire, so you could have fire sign within you. Chariot is also Cancer, so you could have Cancer sign placements as well. You don't have to. So fire signs, that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, because we got the next card, we have Earth and Air. So you could have Air, Earth, Fire, and and Cancer placement. You don't have to. Of course, these are just extra confirmations for those who may be watching. So next card is Ace of Earth, which is Ace of Pentacles in traditional deck. And it says abundance, opportunity, and resources. So I feel with this card, what nature sees in you is your childlike spirit, like your willingness to connect with your inner child and like go around and see nature and see it for what it is and take it all in. Like, I feel like nature is watching you and your inner child have fun. I feel like that butterfly is like watching, which means transformation. So maybe if you haven't gone in touch with your inner child yet, you are transforming towards that, and nature sees that with you and you. Also, another feather here if you have a protector, and if you have animal protector is watching over you and it appreciates all the work that you're doing. That could be any type of deity or guardian, spirit, totem, depending on which culture you are from. I feel like nature realizes that even though you're a child at heart, you're still able to let the seasons change and fall away within yourself. So as you grow and the seasons, as the seasons change and friendships or situations, circumstances fall off, with it being fall here, you still keep that innocence and glow about you. You're still kind inside, even though of all the things you've had to you know, I don't overcome, and you know, sometimes you've had to balance your justice in your favor. And yeah, you use your opportunities and resources to create abundance and to continue to keep your innocence and inner child and kindness towards others despite what has happened. And nature sees that within you. And for the last card here, we have the Four of Air, and again that was air. That was Earth, Ace of Earth, which is Pentacles, and the Earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Now, Four of Air is the last card on what the what nature sees in you. So nature sees that you are working on meditating, recuperating, and contemplating your next step. And again, there's a butterfly there. So you're contemplating your next step towards your transformation. And so again, they're pointing out that you may wear colorful clothes a lot. And they like how you try to match nature, natural. You have a naturalness about you as well, pile number one. This is the Four of Swords in the original. So you may go out to nature to meditate and contemplate and recuperate. And the nature sees in you that you're doing this, and it appreciates that you enjoy their company and find it soothing and calming, as they find 24/24 on the clock. You may be seeing 2s and 4s a lot, since there's also 4 and 8 here. I think agree. They appreciate. Hold on. They appreciate that you enjoy their. The nature appreciates you enjoying its company as much as it enjoys your company. It finds you soothing as well because you're not there to be disruptive, you're there to find solace. So it appreciates that you're using it in peace and harmony ways instead of being destructive, as it has had to deal with a lot of that over the years as well. So it enjoys when it comes along a individual who is there to sit in peace with it as much as it's there to sit in peace with you. So yeah, the Six of Earth, generosity, windfall, and charity, it sees in you that you are willing to give back to nature. Some of you may go out and feed the animals. Some of you may feed animals at home. That's still what does nature see in you. And yeah, so it sees you giving back to nature, being kind to the stray cats on the street, stopping to say hello, saying hello to the birds, you know, really enjoying the trees blowing in the wind. And it thinks you're very generous with your time and an acknowledgement of it. And it acknowledges you and your growth and your cycles as well. So that's everything from the deck. I'm going to pull some of these before moving on to the next pile. Pile number 1, nature thinks of them, or any other messages. It doesn't have to directly be linked to this. It could just be confirmations of any sorts. Now, it won't poke me in the finger. Some of you may have got clawed by your animal recently, or poked by nature if you do gardening and stuff like that. Got the word latte, flat, Taz, some of you might like daredevils, or I think that's what they are, Tasmanian devils. Some of you may enjoy that. Or you may look up the symbolism and see if that's something that was meant to be for you. We have the number 6 and 4 here. So I did say you were seeing 4s a lot. 6, 4 could be a 9 as well. Doesn't really indicate properly with these, so it could be 4 or 9. An ending of a cycle is 9. 6 is family and stability. 4 is stability. 6, I'm not sure. I can't remember at the moment. Some of you are needing to feel safe, safety, or safely. Some of you may be changing jobs, as I got the word staff here. Some of you may have been stalling on something, on like a progress on something, and nature wants to let you know as they see victory in you. So if you're stalling on something because you feel like you're not ready, we are always going to feel like there's more to be learned, at least those who are willing to learn anyway. If there's nothing left to learn, then you're done for. That's the end. There's always more to learn. So even if you don't feel ready, just get going. Stop stalling. That's what I have here. Or some of you may be stalling because you don't know where to start. Think about whether or not you need to take a class, whether you got to save some money, whether you got to, practice, whatever it is you need to do in order for you to feel ready, or if you don't feel the best about yourself and the progress and think you won't succeed, then at least give it a try. Because if you try and it doesn't work out, and even if it doesn't work out the first time, doesn't mean you're a failure. Keep trying again and again and again. But if your heart's not in it, and you've tried it once and your heart's not in it, then at least you know that it's not for you. Instead of, wondering your whole life about whether or not what would happen, because you would know. You'd be like, I tried that, it wasn't for me. Moved on. Instead of, I never tried that. I don't know if it's for me or not. And then feeling regret, which is not the best feeling to sit in. So that's everything I have for you. Pile number 1. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything that you would like me to go over, or a subject you'd like me to, either tarot or rhapsodomancy, let me know in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up so that other people can see. And if you'd like more content, subscribe. All right. Remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Pile number 2. If you picked out the ocean smooth rock, this reading is for you, especially Victoria Francis Goth Oracle deck. Now, ocean symbolizes formlessness, the unfathomable, there we go, chaos, as well as stability, because it is always unchanging. It is always the ocean. And before Earth was even created in some cultures, there was the ocean. So it is ancient knowledge, and like only 10% of it has been looked into. So let's see what we have here. There you go. Okay. Pile number 2, please, guides, guardians, and angels of highest good. Give me pile number 2. What does nature see in them? What does nature see? Pile number 2. Pile number 2. What does nature see in them? These spirit guides, guardians, and ancestors. This one? This one? Okay. Okay. What does... Woo, that one was fast. Okay. Cool. Okay. What does this one? Yes. What does pile number 2's, what does nature see in pile number 2, please? What does nature see And pile number 2. Pile number 2 was nature see in you. That's what you told me. The top one? No, this one. Okay. Pile number 2, what does nature see? Okay. So I feel a little stubborn energy, as sometimes it wanted to come out. Like, I feel like for pile number 2s, you feel like you get a rush of motivation, and then you kind of start self-doubting a little bit for a little while, and then you go back into being very motivated towards whatever goal it is you have. So I'm going to go with my intuitive messages first, and then I'll be reading through the book as it's the oracle, and I haven't fully memorized all of them yet. And 14, 15. So some of you may be taking a step towards something in next life, as it was 2, 3, 4 on the clock when we first started, as it is 1:11 p.m. now. It's time to pay attention to whatever it is your soul's been calling for you. It's an intuitive message before we get going. Okay, what's nature seeing you? Nature sees in you that you are very surrounded by your guides, guardians, and angels. With the roses being here, some of you may be attached to Aphrodite. You don't have to be, though. There could be other ones that are or significant roses to you for another reason, as well as the ivy, which means everlasting. So I feel like nature sees in you everlasting everlasting groundedness. Whenever you feel like this child seems upset, but is still keeping themselves grounded within their emotions. So there may be some turmoil that's going on around you that nature sees, but they're seeing that you're confronting it face on and holding on to what grounds you, whether that be your support system, positive, healthy outlets like music and stuff like that, creativity, or praying to your guides. Nature sees you have a very strong connection with your guides, like so close, like literally touching the spiritual realm, the higher realms, the 5D, whatever you may want to call it. You have a very close connection, whether it be with a deity, your ancestors, source, spirit, the universe. You have a very strong connection, and they see that you're keeping your childlike innocence about you. Even though you may be like new to whatever it is, because I feel like with the clothing that the child is wearing, it's like you know, stitched up and stuff like that. It may be the beginning, you know, you're bearing yourself to be vulnerable because you haven't had a chance to be at whatever you're doing for very long, where you would be more dressed up and decorated and acknowledged for whatever you've been doing. And it feels like since like the child is slowly walking past the tombstone, it feels like something, and it's like out of the picture. I feel like you're getting past something that's dead and removed from your life. Now, it could be a passing of a loved one, but I feel it's more so a situation or circumstances, even a relationship, now whether that's intimacy, family, or friendship. It's like not even an important or the big part of the picture. And I see you moving past it because it's just getting past with the clothing, and you're keeping connected with the spiritual realm, and they're guiding you along out of this situation. So I think, see, that's what nature sees in you, pile number 2. Oh wow, there's lots of ivy. The nature totally sees like everlasting potential. I don't like to use that word, but everlasting progress. There we go. Everlasting progress. You're constantly working on yourself. Some of you may be musicians. That might be what you've been having motivation towards and then self-doubt about, is whether or not you'll become a musician. Now, you don't have to be a musician. It could be some sort of outlet of creativity, such as painting, being a public speaker, a teacher, an athlete, whatever you have that's your positive, that's your outlet, healthy outlet for fun and creativity. Because creativity could be anything. You could be an architect, such as, or a sculpture, as there was the statue there. But there is, for the next card, number 15. Oh, with the violin. I'm not sure if you want me to read from here or not, but I will read off the numbers because I said I would at the beginning. 21. Well, we'll get back to you, number 15. We're not done here. Each of us is a child of someone. As an adult, however successful, important, or busy we are, from time to time, everyone needs support, guidance, and protection. This card suggests that there is a sense of vulnerability about you. It's important to know that your spiritual guides are never far away, and even though these higher beings are not in the physical, you are never alone, as they stand behind you, supporting you every move and decision. Do not confuse faith with religion. Rather, faith is having strength to believe there is a force greater than ourselves, ready to help us through difficult periods. Your protection may be an earthbound angel. Therefore, do not be afraid to ask and talk to someone close to you if you need advice. It may be a friend or relative. You may be surprised at where support comes from at this time. So yeah, support, faith, vulnerability. Boom. Totally nailed it. Number 15, I'll go back into channeling. But yeah, we have a violin here. Some of you may be learning how to read music, play music, or learning your craft. You may be learning about, speaking of craft, herb lore, or with all the different nature in the picture besides just what nature sees in you. Some of you may be into fashion, as she is seen as very fashionable. Some of you may be working on who is loyal to you, as purple symbolizes loyalty. So that could be the relationship or situation that you went past, is trying to find out who's truly loyal to you, and knowing that you are worthy of that. Worthy of being loyal to your future self. It could be a message as well. And some of you may be using your form of creativity to get over this loss, and that is a healthy outlet and coping mechanism. So yeah, I feel like with the violin, it could be sweet sorrow, but also that you're willing to move on and make the next step as she's cradling it in her arm. Like, this creativity and myself is going to be my next buddy. Like, I'm not going to be moving along until I'm done, finding who's loyal to me for the proper reasons instead of just what I can give to them all the time. Because you don't deserve that. If you constantly feel like you're just giving to people and they only appreciate you based off of what you can give them, that's not a real friendship, and they're not loyal to you, especially if they leave you on read or don't message you back, don't want to set up any kind of time to hang out. You're always the one being like, are we still hanging out? And they're like, yeah, I guess so. We'll talk closer to the time, and then they don't message you closer to the time and leave you on read. Those aren't friends. Those are people who just enjoy what you can give to them. So yeah, 15. Releasing ties, creativity, and achievements. See, you're gonna be victorious. Everlasting victory. Creativity is an important part of our lives. When our creativity is stifled, we fail to thrive and we lack true purpose. If you're feeling overwhelmed with mundane tasks, it's time to step back and take a moment to reflect on what you really want. There is a sense of exhaustion as you try too hard to please others. It is time to nurture your needs. The ivy in this card represents clinging to old habits which no longer serve you. It is time to let go of negative energy. You are a creative soul, and whatever your skills or desires may be, you need to follow your heart and seek what makes you happy. Symbolically, violins represent the ability to achieve more. Start looking for a new and ambitious path. You will feel a huge sense of relief when you've discovered what destiny has in store for you. So it's really beautiful. Whatever may resonate from the book or what I originally had told you. As I did say that, people pleasing or giving those to others who aren't willing to fill back up your own cup. It's time to let go, even though it may hurt. But you can see from here that the ivy is literally pulling on her hair, and to the point where she's crying, like clinging on to her. So that does make sense. But yeah, even though most art and creativity outlets was used through emotions of breakups, a lot of artists inside the music industry use their breakups to create albums. So don't let it deter you from wanting to move on and be creative. Number 14 is the next one. Some of you may be feeling definitely heavy here, pile number 2, with the imagery I see. But regardless of how down and bogged and, feel in the undertone about your emotions of what has happened, those individuals are still wearing their crown. You're still worthy. You're still you're still worth, so much. Even those that aren't wearing any clothes at all. But I feel like, to me, anyways, this image to me right now is going from being absolutely vulnerable and taken down by the nudity of the picture. And then she slowly curls up into the ball, and then she realizes she can release herself. It doesn't have to be female. It's not gender specific. In tarot, you could be binary, gender fluid, male, female. regardless of the situation. She went from being vulnerable and open and hurt and face down in the ground to curling up in the fetal position to rebirth herself, because when you're born, you are usually in the fetal position. So she's rebirthing herself, and then the person's learning to let go and open themselves up to be vulnerable again. And I feel like that's what nature sees in you, is seeing your ability to go from being face down to rebirthing yourself, opening yourself back up and thriving. Look, even though you feel upside down and underwater, she slowly goes from being naked and rebirthing herself, opening back up to the next stage of her life. And then she's wearing a beautiful gown, which reminds me of Amy Lee. Amy Lee's always in the water inside. Some of you might be Evanescence fans. But yeah, no matter what, whether clothed and moving on to the next stage to like breach the water and face down on the ground, she always had her crown. So whether you're male or female or non-binary, you've always had your crown. And I know it may take some time, but nature sees that you're willing to work through it and rebirth yourself after every time you've had these heavy feelings and obstacles. I see little fishies swimming around her every stage, and I feel like that's your guides. Again, your guides constantly wanting to let you know. This could also not just be like a relationship, it could be you're overthinking and getting too much in your head and thinking you're not going to make it, or even the opposite, you could be afraid of success because you don't know what that looks like, you've never had it in your family, and you had a past and you're like, who am I to have it? It's really, you're gonna rebirth yourself and let that go. And once you let go of that hard energy, you take that breath out, you'll float to the top. Because when you're in water, if you're crouched up like that, you'll sink. But once you let go and expand and allow the universe, accept the universe with arms wide open, you'll float. Like when you go like this and you do the starfish, you usually float to the top. And it seems easier and weightless. Sometimes you'll get a splash in the face every now and then, but still, the universe, the nature sees you willing to open up and accept your next stage of your life. You know, of course you're human and you have a grieving process, but yeah, let's see what the book has to say. That's how I have for the intuitive, clairvoyance, clairaudience, whatever it is, messages. The sunken cradle, going with the flow. Going with the flow may sound idealistic, but actually, that's what is required of you right now. You do not need to take immediate action or do anything in particular. Just allow things to float along as they are. You may recently gone through emotional change, and it's likely that you have experienced many emotions such as sadness, anger, and frustration. And now you're slowly coming out to the other side and beginning to feel more like your old self. Just allow yourself to be who you need to be at this time. This is a card of slow pace, so accept this. There is no action to take. Just be kind to yourself and allow the healing process to work. Your instinct will let you know when you have to act. So for now, just relax and listen to your inner guidance for further instruction. So yeah, healing takes time and it's not linear, so it will bounce back between this one and this one for a while, and then you let it go and you like almost to the surface of, you got a ripple in the corner, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, I need to go back down for a little while, I'm not ready to surface. And that's perfectly fine. Pile number 2, you're a human being, and you're allowed to work on yourself. So number 24 is the next one. It was 5445. We have number 24, and it looks like, yeah, some of you may be mourning the loss of relationships, jobs, and all that, other scenarios, whichever one is to your situation. But it may have happened more than once or multiple ways at once, as I see a lot of the tombstones around, like it was at the beginning, where I feel like this is the last one that's gonna happen because you've learned your lesson, but at the same time you can't get out of your head about all the different ones that you missed, like my job, my friendship, my ex, my family, my project, you know. And once you get out of your head, I feel like you'll be able to move on towards your victory and your castle and your fortress, you know, and be able to really get off the floor. Some of you may enjoy laying on the floor to think things through. And I see her laying down. That's so. It doesn't have to. It could be for a small group of people who do that when they're on the floor. They lay down on the ground. They're like, okay, hold me, floor. 24. So yeah, 24 is called Home is the Kingdom, like I said, the fortress. The house in the distance represents stability, but you're looking for a new challenge, a sense of freedom, the need to spread your wings and allow them to take you wherever you need to be at this time. You are in a privileged position of having options open to you. But you must now take action rather than dreaming about what might be. It's easy to let life pass you by, but life is for living to the full, and situations can change for better or worse in a heartbeat. Now is the time to embrace the moment. Know that you have the support behind you to change your path if you choose. It is only stopping you from moving on. There is a feeling of being stuck in limbo. Change your vibration by acting soon. So yeah, even though you're not healed, you're still asked to move forward and follow your guides' intuitions in order to move on to where you want to be. Now, if you keep saying it does take time to heal, but even though you're healing, you still have to move forward. Now, still be kind and gentle to yourself, but still work on whatever was passionate or letting go if you haven't done so yet. I see that in the beginning coming in for you. And that's what nature sees for you, is that you may be doubting yourself, and it wants you to know that you will be victorious and you will get over this with time, but you have to keep moving on. The earth still turns, that's the saying is, or whatever. 3. I see nature sees in you that you light up other people around you. Even though you may have had situations and circumstances and relationships that hadn't worked out, there are still those around you who see you as a light, and you bring light to them. Like when one candle can light another one and another one and another one, and you don't get any shorter doing that. The candle doesn't get any shorter, so they may see you as a light. Nature sees you as a light for others. Nature also sees that you may be too protective of your heart right now, and it wants you to let you know that when your heart space is open, you allow love in. So number 3. The mirror of candlelight. Let your light shine. Why do you not see the shining light within you as others do? You are afraid of revealing, which is stopping you from discovering your true potential. I didn't want to say it, but apparently the book. The time has come to remove the mask you show the world and be your true self. You feel the need to protect yourself from emotional harm, but you have nothing to fear from stepping into the limelight, as things can only change for the better. As I said, as some of you may not feel like you deserve success or can be successful because you haven't seen it done in your family, and you might be the one to break that pattern. If you're feeling blocked, with a little effort, you can push through the difficult period in your life and conquer whatever is holding you back. You are on the brink of change, and you just need the encouragement and support to know you are headed on the right path. You are. The light ahead of you shines brightly, and opportunities are calling. Don't allow fear of the unknown to stand in the way, and embrace the challenges ahead, as they will be the making of you. So yeah, embrace challenges as they will be the making of you. Okay. Pile number 2. Let's make sure it's C and U. Woo! I drop more. No, but you don't belong on the floor because the cats will like you. Okay. So TY, thank you. Universe is thanking you. Nature and universe is thanking you for your work. And it could also be YT. Some of you may be afraid of starting a YouTube channel or business of some sort. This is your confirmation that you're heading in the right direction. And to go ahead with that. That might have been what the motivated towards doing it, and then, self-doubt could be for. It could also be initials. I have a TM, so it could be Tamar. I also have the word family, Emily, Emmy, those types of names, Tyler, Matt. I also have 2017 could be important to you. Could be 2000. It could be. Yeah, 2017 could have been an important year for you. 20 and 17 could be your ages. Could be even 71 or 72. Keep laughing off those who would doubt you. Even yourself. Be like, ego, go away. I don't need you today. My higher self says I'm amazing, and I believe it. Q. So we have Q, M, T, Y, L. And 1720 could be anything. Street numbers, ages, numbers that you get on the thing. That's all the messages I have for you. So I want to thank you. Pile number 2. Hopefully these messages resonated. If you want to see either more of this or Rhapsodomancy, leave comments below of even a subject you want to hear about. Anyways, I want to remind you to eat, hydrate, and have fun. And I'll see you in my next video, hopefully. Thank you. Bye. So pile number 3, we have the rock from the mountains, and the Waite Rider deck. And mountains symbolize consistency, eternity, firmness, and stillness. So first, sometimes they pop out. Okay. Pile number 3, please, guides, guardians, angels, Michael. What does nature see in pile number 3? That you are victorious and logical. What does nature see in pile number 3? They may be dealing with a lot of options right now. Pile number 3. What does nature see in you? That got an enterprise coming in. Pile number 3. What does nature see in you? That you look within. Pile number 3. What does nature see in pile number 3? Ooh, this one as well? No? Okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. What does nature see in pile number 3? Please, spirit guides, guardians, and angels, ancestors. This one? This one or this one? This one. This one as well? No. Okay. Pile number 3. What does nature see in you? Whoa, there's too many. Too many. Nope. This one? Okay. Pile number 3. Last card. Pile number 3. Feel for pile number 3 is that feel like you're getting frustrated for getting close to the end of something here. And because of the last card not wanting to come out. So I feel like you're frustrated that you're getting very close to the end of something, and nature sees it. This is the card I'm taking. Am I taking a confirmation card? No? Just the bottom of the deck? Okay. Strength. So you have the strength to persevere, and nature sees that within you. Nature sees your strength. So for the first one, we have a lot of pentacles. So I see a lot of abundance, whether that's monetary or love or, friendships, abundance of creativity. I see a lot of, nature sees a lot of abundance for you. It's the first card we have here with King of Pentacles, and he's draped inside of a robe of grapes literally on it and surrounded by, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. So grapes. So it just symbolizes, wealth. On top of it, Taurus energy with the bulls all around. So some of you may have Taurus energy. You don't have to. But I see a lot of nature sees in you a lot of abundance of creativity, wealth, and love, and fairness. Nature also sees in you foundation and stability. Abundance of foundation and stability with the castle in the background, as fortresses always remind me of stability. And abundance of protection. Some of you may need to know that you are protected. And nature sees that within you, is that your willingness to protect yourself and your abundance, and not just let anyone come in and take that, with the armor underneath that robe of showing abundance. Nature also sees in pile number 3 that you are a star, that you are, create balance. There's a lot of balance that they see within you as well. And so that you're a star, and you also like to give back to nature and keep your give and take to nature very balanced. You like to stargaze. Nature sees in you your love of stargazing and your love of birds and being near running water. Nature also sees that you do love mountains, because there was the mountain rock. There's mountain in the background. And the mountains below the sword here. Some of you may really love mountains, or you live near mountains. Nature sees in you your growth and reaching for the stars, with that little tree that's, the bird's bigger than the tree, but still reaching up for the stars there. Most of the leaves are upwards instead of hanging downwards, right? So I feel like nature sees in you that you, even though you may have just been starting, or even if you've been doing something for a long time and you're still willing to learn. So you may be starting a new course with all the different water going in different directions, and reminds you of which course you're going down, right? Some of you may be starting school, so that's when nature sees in you. Nature sees in you cloud watching. You don't have to, that may be for only some people, but some of you may like cloud watching and finding symbolisms within it, because I see with my hand coming out, it kind of reminds me of looking for different things within the clouds, and nature notices that your childlike wonder of, and also your intuitive spiritualness, to look into the clouds and look for symbolisms and look them up. Like if you looked at the clouds and you saw like that looks kind of like a crown, or that kind of looks like sword, or in the clouds, and you're like, oh, that one looks like what is that? Some whatever kind of nature, and you're like looking up at the sky and you look into symbolism. So nature sees in you a lot of spirituality. Some of you may be working with herbs and stuff like that, as it'll bring you your crown. Working on your crown chakra is at the top of the sword. So some of you may be working with herbs and spices to work on opening your crown chakra. That's what nature sees in you. Also, yeah, nature sees in you not only abundance, but infinite supply of creativity, as the number 8 is here with the stars, because there's 8 stars, as well as there's number 8 with the 8 of Pentacles over here. And Yeah, so 8 is the infinity symbol. So you're infinite with your giving and taking. Make sure that if you take from nature, you give back to it. Some of you may enjoy giving back to charities with the 6 of Pentacles. Nature sees in you that you're willing to give to those evenly. Like you may give to charities. You don't have to for money for like donations for shelters for animals. Some of you may have gotten your animals from shelters, and nature sees that you're taking really good care of them, and they see that you're a good fur scale or plant parent, and they appreciate that about you, and they see that within you, and nature enjoys the fact that you're taking care of its own. Nature also sees that you're victorious with the Ace of Swords because it does symbolize victory. So you are victorious, abundant, and giving and caring and determined. Nature sees in you, pile number 3, that you are determined and willing to put in the work. Not just try and manifest and sit there and be like, okay, I asked for it. Where's my blessings? And not put any of the work in it. Like if you sit down and watch these videos and don't do anything to work towards what you want and your goals, like it's like buying a keyboard and being like, okay, I'm a musician now. You don't know how to play it because you haven't practiced or cared to, then it's just like taking that thing and throwing it on the ground. It's like, well, I obtained it. I didn't do much with it and throw it away. But no, you're willing to take it into it. See, because right here, they're just like outlines. This one has been like what hammered into, like solidifying it, ingraining yourself into it. It could be that you're doing ritual work, as I said, with spirituality. You're manifesting. You could be using herbs and spaces and stuff like that to manifest, and you're putting your energy and your time into making that happen. Or you could be working. Nature sees that. They see that you're willing to put in the effort and not just demand things to happen for you. Oh yeah, I said with the 8 and the infinite, and also infinite. Oh my goodness! Oh, right underneath there's the magician. You are infinite strength, abundance, and having all the tools you need, and filtering to work in for it. And this is what nature sees in you, my pile number 3s, is that you're infinite and you're willing to put in the work to stand firm. And and I love that the mountain symbolizes eternity, so you are infinite and eternity. It's just so incredible. And nature sees in you that you may be working with giving back to society. It doesn't have to be just nature, because as humans, we try to separate ourselves from nature, but we are nature. So you could be helping humanity. You could be a humanitarian. It could be your life path. It doesn't have to be, but you're giving back to learning so that you can help take care of those who may not have as much. You could be becoming a doctor. You could be becoming someone who a lawyer with the balance. It also could be a Libra energy. You could have an air sign or a Libra placement. You're trying to give back to society and help those who may have illnesses, or you could be a lawyer or a life coach, counselor, or you could be like what I do. You're giving back to society through readings. It doesn't just have to be nature, and nature sees this in you. It sees that you want to help bring the level of the vibration of the world up, and that's intensely amazing and oh so worthy. And you want to know, I'm proud of you, pile number threes. Like, nature sees this in you, and that's amazing. And what I also noticed is, you notice how it's really etched in instead of just the outlining. And in the end, they see in you from the very beginning. This is the end card, but from the very beginning, they see you holding on to that last, to the first step you ever did to work towards your abundance, and you keep it there. Is like, oh, it could be that some of you are going to be certified, and they already see you as that. Nature already sees you as what you're trying to achieve to be. So if you want to be a doctor, they already see you as a doctor. They just want you to put in the work, and you are. If some of you want to be musicians, they already sees you as a musician. Nature already sees you as what you're working out to be, because they put it at the very beginning. They think you're a star. They think you're victorious. They already see you that way. They already see you as what you want to be. And they want you to see you that way too. Nature wants you to see yourself as already being achieved, because you are strength and a musician. Some of you really might be working towards being a musician. You don't have to, but the magician and strength, they really see you as already what you want to become. They already see you as that. If you want to be a poet, and you're just learning how to write and do different rhymes and symbolisms and similes and all that other wonderful stuff. They already see you as that. They already see you, like, even the Empress card is here, and the Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, celebration. They already see you as successful and abundant. Even though you've just started and you may feel like a novice, they already see you as what you want to become. So if you want to be a master chef, a sous chef, they already see you as one. If you want to be a gardener and have a huge garden or whatever, and you haven't even started yet, they already see you as gardener. If you want to be a herbalist, they already see you as one, even though you haven't even started studying yet, or could have already been in the middle of it. If you want to be anything at all, you want to be a YouTube channel person, you want to do all those other things, they already see you as that. They already see you as a star. Because this is at the end. They're like, this is just what you're doing. We see the work you're putting in. But what we see is you're amazing. And that's what nature sees in you. Pile number 3. So I'm going to go on and pull some of these. It's 1, 2, 3 on the clock, like almost like we're beginning a next stage of your life. Well, what? Pile number 3s, please. Pile number 3s. Pile number 3, please. Is that everything? Yes? Okay. Got the name Bran. Some of you may work with the Raven brand, the Blessed, or your name could be Brandon. Some of you could be having a baby. That's not for everyone, but that is. Some of you may not see yourself as a mother yet, and you might want to be a mother, whether that's for a human baby or, for a baby or plant baby. And some of you don't see yourself as a caregiver. I wish I still had the card, but they already see you as one. Let's pretend the King of Pentacles, they already see you as being that. Pen. So some of you may be writers, some of you may not feel like you're writers, and or you may have your own creative way of doing things, and that's okay. They already see you. Nature already sees you as a writer. Spine. Some of you may be worried about whether or not you can be athletic or whether or not you're worthy anymore, because some of you may have medical issues with the body. They still see you as infinite and abundant, no matter what may have happened in the past with your body. They still see you as abundant and strong with the Strength card and magician. They already see you as having all the tools you need, and they want you to know that, yeah, you're amazing, and they already see you as that. Some of you, oh yes, fine. Some of you may be going to become doctors. It doesn't have to be an actual body doctor. It could be mind doctor. It could be teeth, eye doctors. You know, but some of you don't see yourself as that already. They already see you as that. So you're just taking the first steps, or have been for working towards it for a while. They see you as that already. They just want me to say it again. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a herbalist, you want to be a tarot reader, you want to be a musician, you want to be an architect, you want to be a writer, they already see you. Nature already sees you as being accomplished and abundant in creativity and knowledge. As that's why the number 8 is here yet again, like I said. And number 3 and the number 9 could be important to you. So Libra again, because I believe September is Libra signs. And 8. August could be important to you as well, and March. So those could be your birthdays, the dates of your birthdays. They don't have to be. You could have born in 93 or 98, 89. You're born in 39. Welcome and thank you. Or even 38. You know, they don't want you to feel inept. You're talented. I also have the word hip. So some of you maybe had injuries in those areas, or you could be being doctors. They want you to know that they still see you as someone who's worthy. And if you are becoming one of those professional doctors, thank you, as our world needs more doctors, you know, who are into the spiritual stuff, so that we can get as much coverage of what might be happening with us as possible. Congratulations and best of luck with your studies. And with the baby, you have a healthy baby, planets. Some of you may be astrologers or astronomers, and it has planets. Some of you may not feel like you are one, but to the nature, they see you as already being accomplished. This is all they want to do. Nature sees you as accomplished. There's not much more I can like turn it around, and like it just keeps coming out. So if you feel like you may not be accomplished, nature sees you that way. And what better compliment to get it from than literally the thing that we live on, the place that we come from. We are nature. So I wanted to thank everyone for coming and listening through. If you stayed from the very beginning, thank you. I enjoy those who enjoy my company and my intuitive messages. For those who are pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know below if there's any other topics or questions you would like me to do. Whether it be in Rhapsodomancy, the poem divination, or tarot cards as well. I enjoyed reading for you, and remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. And I'll see you in my next reading, hopefully. All right, bye.